This is the sound of the diesel V8 motor in the Porsche Cayenne S. The 4.2-liter bi-turbo motor makes the S model the next exciting addition to Porsche's Cayenne diesel range. The familiar Cayenne diesel with its smaller V6 motor offered maximum fuel efficiency combined with sporting performance. The emphasis with the new Cayenne S diesel is the reverse: maximum performance combined with efficiency. In terms of the exterior, the diesel models are very similar. But the front end of the Cayenne S features the latest in technology. A radar sensor in the apron measures distances and sounds the alarm if there's danger of an accident. The back end is familiar. The new model has the same Cayenne S lettering featured in the model that uses regular gasoline. It's only from the lettering on the side that you can tell this is the diesel model. What's really special is under the hood. It's far more powerful than the V6 diesel. The S diesel has a capacity of 281 kilowatts and a torque of 850 Newton-meters, says Porsche's Frank Vollmer. It's an 8-cylinder diesel. With the normal 6-cylinder diesel, we have 180 kilowatts and 550 Newton-meters. The S diesel is well beyond the basic V6 diesel model. There are further similarities between the Cayenne S and its little brother. Both feature an 8-gear start-stop Tiptronic automatic transmission that helps save on gas. The Cayenne S diesel needs an average of 8.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Although drivers who want to hear the engine really purr will use up more fuel. There is a difference between the all-wheel drive in the S and the regular model. In the Cayenne S diesel, we have a so-called hang-on system, Vollmer says. The car is driven mainly over the rear axle, and the front axle is engaged via an electronically controlled disc. The V6 diesel has a mechanical cable distribution gearing mechanism. With the S diesel, the disc can adjust the distribution toward the front. It's the same flexible all-wheel drive system used in the new Carrera 4. Under normal conditions, the majority of the drive comes from the rear, which makes the Cayenne S diesel sporty. On more difficult terrain, the drive is more evenly distributed to all four wheels. Active buffers and the shock absorbers ensure a smooth ride even over bumpy ground. With the Cayenne S diesel too, there's no questioning the chassis, says test driver Klaus Nietzwitz. You can drive really well over tough terrain. In terms of the motor, you have to say that the 4.2-liter V8 is really powerful. It has 280 kilowatts or 382 horsepower, and the 850 Newton-meters allow the car to reach speeds up to 252 kilometers an hour. The interior pampers passengers, as you'd expect from a Porsche, with luxury materials so that you feel like you're gently gliding along even when the vehicle is going flat out. The driver can adjust the dampers with the press of a few buttons to call up the Cayenne's full sporting capabilities and increase the motor's response. In my opinion, says Nietzwitz, the motor is extremely powerful, but no one needs that much performance unless you're towing a trailer with horses in it or a boat. Then you need the torque and all the performance. And if faced with choosing between the regular Cayenne S and the diesel model, which one would Porsche's Frank Vollmer himself go for? Plummer says that would depend on where he lived. The S-Diesel is more for Europe, while America is a bigger market for regular gasoline V8 engines. The Cayenne S-Diesel, a car conceived for European fans of high-performance vehicles. The Mazda6 has been around for 12 years, but now a new generation is hitting the market. The new model is being touted as better looking, sportier, and more efficient than its predecessor. We put those claims to the test. The Mazda6 has a fundamentally solid chassis, says test driver Sascha Knapp. Even when the car drives across slightly or more than slightly uneven ground, the shock is absorbed. The Mazda6 is quick to react to the slightest turns of the wheel, which means it handles well on the road. Together with the CX-5, the Mazda6 is the second model to utilize the SkyActiv system, which reduces fuel consumption by up to 20% and makes the car drive more smoothly. The Mazda6 also comes equipped with the IE-Loop system, which saves kinetic energy in a double-layer condenser rather than a conventional battery. On longer trips, someone of my height will find his knee rubbing up here in the middle, says Sascha. That's unpleasant on bad roads or long trips. The Mazda6 Sedan is a bit larger than before, 4.8 meters in length, although it's still 7 centimeters shorter than the limousine version. The new model also boasts a host of driving assistance systems aimed at making the car safer. They include a speed controller that ensures a safe distance is maintained from other vehicles, as well as emergency braking, high beam, and lane changing systems. In terms of design, the Mazda6 sports a whole new look. The headlights extend almost into the radiator grille. The grille itself recalls that of the CX-5, and the muscular fenders and the smooth side lines are two of the trademarks of the Japanese carmaker's new flagship model. The 17-inch light metal wheels are standard. There are flowing lines to be found all over the vehicle. The Mazda6 is sporty and spacious, but not ostentatious, with a bit of the elegance of a coupe. In design terms, the Mazda is more like an Audi A7 than a VW Passat. The trunk has 489 liters of capacity, 1,961 when the back seat is folded down. More than enough room for vacation luggage. We test drove the most powerful regular gasoline version of the Mazda6. I'm driving the 2-liter 121 kilowatt regular gas model, says Sascha. The fuel consumption isn't that efficient, using 6 liters for 100 kilometers, but that's what you expect with this sort of performance. With its 121 kilowatts, the Mazda6 Sedan we tested reached a top speed of 216 kilometers an hour. It goes from 0 to 100 in 9.1 seconds. The car is roomy enough, and the finish is as good as comparable German models. The 6 features a start-stop system, as well as a large computer monitor in the middle of the dashboard. The computer is operated by means of the rotary knob in the middle of the console. The leather front and back seats are quite comfortable. There are 3 varieties of regular motors. A diesel version is set to follow. Mazda isn't saying whose market share they're aiming for with the new Mazda6, Sascha says, but with a price tag of less than 25,000 euros with these options, it's definitely a good deal. The Mazda6 is already in dealer showrooms. Seat presents the Ibiza Cupra. The sports model from the Ibiza range comes with a 1.4-liter TSI engine and has 132 kilowatts. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.9 seconds and has a top speed of 228 kilometers per hour. It consumes just 5.9 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. In Germany, prices start from 23,590 euros. That makes the Ibiza Cupra 665 euros more expensive than the comparable Volkswagen Polo GTI. BMW has brought out a new model of the Enduro R 1200 GS for 2013. It's the most successful Enduro ever, with over 170,000 sold worldwide. A highlight of the motorcycle is an electromotive throttle actuator. Here, rider commands are passed on directly by the sensor in the accelerator twist grip to the engine control system. This then regulates the throttle valve electronically. The use of the e-gas system provides a significant improvement in terms of controllability and response. The R1200 GS is available in Germany from 14,100 euros. The Monte Carlo rally was a big hit again this year, and the new VW Polo R debuted there. With drivers like Sébastien Ogier and co-drivers Julien Ingrassia and Mika Antila, the team should have a good chance. But they're not counting on taking the title this year. VW's development head Ulrich Hackenberg says it would be a bit premature to have the #1 spot in their sights, but VW is definitely aiming for a place on the podium, and the team members are giving it their best shot. Even if Ford and Mini are not competing this year as factory teams, private Ford and Mini teams could make life difficult for the Polo.
Yeah, of course the reference will be Citroën another time, but Ford has proved this year that they were really competitive as well, so even if they are not there officially next year, the car will be running by a good driver and will be again performant. And the Mini is not a bad car as well, and for my point of view I would like to have a lot of manufacturer and a lot of car present, and it's always better for the championship.
The Polo R is at the cutting edge technically. It clocked up more than 16,000 kilometers in test runs. But that's not the same as the real thing. Every race is different, and that goes for the weather conditions too. The next rally in Sweden should prove quite a challenge. VW Motorsport director Jos Capito says it's difficult to say what road conditions will be like. They are so different, and you have to choose tires far in advance. He says you have to take risks and hope that you get lucky. VW made a good start to the championship, securing second place in their first event. Whoever wants to drive a street version of the Polo R WRC will have to hurry. Production run of the fastest Polo ever was limited to 2,500. In Germany, you can get one for 33,900 euros. The Jaguar E-Type really turned heads when it was unveiled at the Motor Show in Geneva in 1961. No one had seen anything like it up to then. That sleek body and dramatic oval nose. This iconic vehicle redefined the idea of a sports car, far outshining its rivals. And while you could just about buy a house for the same money back then, the E-Type still cost a fraction of other supercars. Jaguar fan Helge Neuhäuser says that it's fun to drive too, a bit like a go-kart, though she says using the gas pedal and clutch is a bit tricky. Her car has still got the original Moss box inside. You have to practice a bit if you want to avoid crunching the gears.
macht das Auto nur Spaß beim Fahren.
The six-cylinder 195 kilowatt engine takes 7 seconds to catapult the 1,300 kilogram chassis from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Theoretically, it could reach 240 kilometers an hour, but the spoilerless E-Type is too light for speeds over 200. The Series 1 is the most beautiful version. The first generation E-Type was produced between 1961 and 1968, and these cars fetch the highest prices. Helga Neuhäuser says the 3.8-liter version is the best-loved model and the most expensive. The cheapest E-Type is the Series 2 2+2 4-seater coupe with a 4.2-liter engine. The streamlined design was created by Jaguar's aerodynamics expert Malcolm Sayer and refined by company founder Sir William Lyons. The central section of the E-Type is monocoque. The engine, front, and rear suspensions are mounted on tubular subframes bolted onto the shell. The car is equipped with disc brakes, an unusual feature in 1961. The sleek, ground-hugging body is 4 meters 45 long and only 1 meter 19 high. The E-Type's side-opening trunk was an absolute novelty, and it was roomy inside too, unlike the cockpit. The wonderful wooden steering wheel feels great, and the dashboard instruments are easy to read. Back then, some owners grumbled about the seats. While they may look a bit austere, they provide plenty of support. Helga Neuhäuser says the Series 1 3.8-liter engine was very robust. In contrast, the later 4.2 engine came with some technical problems.
Der hat da einige technische Problemstellen.
The six-cylinder engine was developed from the XK150 series of sports cars, which had been put through their paces on the racetrack. Its 3 SU carburetors provided plenty of power, and its unique hood gives unequally access to the car's engine and much else beside. Only 7,827 3.8-liter engine versions of the Series 1 E-Type were built. And prices continue to soar. The E-Type may well be over 50 years old, but it has lost nothing of its magnetic attraction. The Series 1 Roadsters can go for more than 100,000 euros. For teacher Helga Neuhäuser, her Jaguar E-Type is the love of her life. She can't imagine being without it. This stylish car is one that just refuses to be forgotten.